Been a while since I got on live, so I thought I'd jump on here and kind of had a conversation about something that's kind of new to me, but obviously, well, the verbiage is. So I want to talk to you today about quiet quitting. So how many of you guys have heard of quiet quitting? Are you familiar with it? And if you're watching me live, coming to you live from Spring, Texas, and if you're watching live, comment live. If you're coming on the replay, if you're catching me on the replay, comment replay, because I'd really love to hear your opinions, if you will, on this whole uh, quiet quitting conversation or subject, because I see a lot of people posting a lot of stuff about it, and it's interesting because um, it's actually been around for a long time. We just never put a name on it. When you get disgruntled. For those of you that don't know what quiet quitting is, it's basically when someone feels underutilized or underpaid, underappreciated, all these different things. They essentially just start doing the bare minimum. If they look like they're not being paid what they should be, they're not taking on any extra work. They're not doing anything extra, and at some point, they start searching for another job. And apparently, this is getting more and more popular with the economy and the way people are. Especially large companies. If you're in corporate America and have been for a long time, worked for companies for 10 or 20 years, it's pretty common for a large corporation to just not appreciate each employee. You become, we've all been there. If you have, definitely comment. But if you've been there and you feel like just you're another number, you got that employee number and you're logging in and clocking in with that employee number, then that's you. I hear you. I feel you. I was there, worked for several companies. My wife worked for a large corporation for 25 years, and just one day decided that they didn't need her anymore. So, um, it's interesting because I probably was there in one of my companies, one of the three times I've been laid off, and I was thinking about that and commented earlier from a post, another post I had, but had I not been laid off at the time I was laid off from one of the companies, I was very unappreciated, and just wasn't happy there. But I was just rocking along because it was comfortable, and so I probably was starting to quiet quit even back then. Just didn't have a name for it, and um, thinking about if I should move on, and just being laid off made it possible for me to make that decision for me. And I just wonder how long would I have been there had I not been laid off. How long would I have stuck it out? Because back then, back in my day, gray hairs for real, and back then it just wouldn't have been one of those things you just do. You still stuck it out. I take every job when I do something. I feel like I'm that 20% that there's 20% of the people do 80% of the work, and I feel like I'm that 20%. Show up early, get there, work hard, and stay late. And if you're quiet quitting, you're not doing that. You are not one of those people that are getting there early. You're not doing anything at the company on free time. If you see some videos, if something pops up and you see a video, talking about, taking calls on vacation and stuff like that, they're quiet quitters are not taking calls on vacation. It's not happening. When they're off the clock, they are off the clock. And you know, I get the people that kind of are against it in a sense, but ultimately, I'm curious. I'd be curious to see some of y'all's feedback and your opinions on what do you think. Whose fault is it? Matter of fact, I'm gonna play a quick video of kind of give you some insight on what corporate America. This is pretty common for a lot of corporate America, the large corporations. This is pretty common on what their feeling is when it comes to quiet quitting. So, um, you know, we all know who this guy is, and so let's hear his opinion, because this is definitely a popular opinion.
You're a loser. You're un-American.
Yeah, let me start it
You're
over.
a quiet quitter. You're a loser. You're un-American. This is the dumbest idea I've ever heard in launching a career. It's against what we do in business. We try and build teams that work together to achieve something.
Yeah, so I don't agree with the whole loser part, but I do agree with the whole achievement, trying to build teams. I've been, working on, and I've been in the service-based business for all my life, and always building teams and building, groups of people that work together. And, Have I been good at it? Yeah, I feel sometimes. Have I been great and made some mistakes? Absolutely made some mistakes. And so, you know, you can't just blame the employees. I mean, there's got to be some serious look back and look in the mirror. I believe. My take is there's a lot of responsibility put back on the boss. Because if you're trying to build a team, then why are your people wanting to quiet quit? What have you done as a supervisor, a boss, or manager, CEO, even? What have you done? What culture have you created that has caused these people to be this disgruntled? There's always those. There's always the few. I get it. I've worked a long time, and there's always the few that just don't want to work. And those people will weed themselves out. That's the obvious. But the majority of people want to come to work and do a good job. And if you're motivating them, if they feel motivated, if they feel, like they're appreciated, and it doesn't all have to be finances, financial. I mean, when people start getting disgruntled, they do look at how much they're getting paid. But man, if they're appreciated and feel valued, and their opinion matters, and the things that they're doing, the work that they're doing is appreciated, they're probably not quite quitting on you. So you've got. I really feel like it's a twofold problem. It's definitely not just all the employees. I mean, and he kind of puts it back on them, but I honestly think that it's not just that. So, man, if you have an opinion on this, like I said, I'd love to hear what you feel. I got some notes here. Make sure I want to hit all the numbers, but yeah. I mean, I basically have said that. If employee feels appreciated, if employee feels valued, like they're bringing value to the company, and they are appreciated for the value they're bringing to the company, man, they're going to give 150%. I mean, man, when I was in my positions, when I, part of my company, and even now in my own business, so, it's 150% all the time. And, I hope that the people that I've worked with over the years felt that I valued them and appreciated them, and the teams I've built and the teams that I'm building now. I definitely appreciate, the people. I mean, I believe each person gives you something that you can learn from, no matter what they bring to the table. And if you're willing to listen and coach and help hear that and stop and listen, I think people will feel valued. So this whole quiet quitting thing isn't going away. I can promise you that. It's definitely not, and it's not just a phenomenon. I think what it's doing is it's bringing companies, bosses, employers, businesses have to start realizing that they need to appreciate their employees, and if they don't, they're not going to be doing anything more than they have to, and then you're going to have to stand over them, and it's just more work than it's worth. So you need to decide what kind of culture, if you're a business owner or building a team or run a team or managing some people, you need to figure out the culture you want to have to help people feel appreciated, feel motivated, and encouraged. And if you do those things, I believe you're not going to have people quiet quit on you. So that's my opinion. Hope you're having a great day. I'm going to probably do a post on this as well, because this is a pretty hot topic, but I thought I'd jump on here, and I look forward to seeing what people's comments are. Again, if you're watching live, comment live, and if you're watching on the replay, comment replay, and just thanks again for tuning in. Hope you have a blessed day.